jagged cut ran up her sister's leg from postern to knee, blood squirting with every step.
Does it hurt? No, I'm sorry. That was a silly question.
I'm okay. Feels weird though. Scootaloo fainted. I think I need a band-aid though.
This was worse than her usual clumsy cuts and scrapes. It wasn't deep, thanks Celestia, but it was long. This needed stitches. A doctor even. Rarity winced. Rent was due soon. And the utilities. Medical bills would make things very tight for a few months. It wasn't fair. A doctor could charge a horn and a wink for a couple of stitches she could sew herself in a few minutes. She could. Couldn't she? Was flesh really so different from fabric when it couldn't feel? A lock stitch with heavy thread, then a bandage for compression. It was doable. Free too. And neither of them would have to go hungry.
Sweetie, go to the bathroom and rinse off the blood. I'll get my sewing kit.
And perhaps review the first aid manual. But she could fix it.
Rarity?
Yes?
My tummy feels funny.
Rarity turned and bit back a shriek. Ribs were not meant to look like that. She gingerly touched it. Sweetie didn't react, but the protruding lump sank without resistance. Another edge pressed out. This was too much. Cuts and scrapes she was adept at fixing now. But this was magnitudes worse. A grim slideshow flashed through her mind. Ambulance, invasive surgery, medication, specialist from Candlelot, intensive care, physical therapy, full protective services, re-evaluation, custody loss. No, she was a good sister. She took care of things. No one else could care for Sweetie like she could. She would fix this. Patch her up like she always did.
Go on the kitchen table and don't move.
She needed her heavy-duty scissors, seam ripper, pins, tweezers, rags for the blood, steel corset boning, maybe an anatomy book from Twilight, but she could fix it. She would fix it. Eyeballs were bloody fiddly little things, delicate and fragile, with 1,000 gossamer threads that demanded precision alignment, like crocheting with spider silk. Done. With a gentle push, the eye popped into its new home.
Well, how's it feel? Give us a blink.
Sweetie blinked. Out of sync. First the green, then the orange. A mismatch, sadly, but the original was unsalvageable. Most of it's still on that tree branch.
I can see! It's a miracle!
Spike's the miracle. Be thankful he had one in your size.
He got my new hoof too, right? Where does he get all these replacement parts?
Rarity put a hoof to her lips.
I don't ask, he doesn't tell me, and I pay him in gems and head pats. It's better this way.
She tossed her bloody tools in the sink and returned her references to a shelf that, used to the lightweight burden of romance novels, creaked under its dozenth magical medical text.
One, two, and... With an unpleasant grinding, Sweetie's new jawbone snapped into place.
A needle, layered with dozens of obscure spells, joined flesh and skin and fur till only color revealed the edge.
This one's a little on the small side, so you may have some trouble speaking at first.
He's okay. A little whiff.
That should pass. And what have you learned from this little accident?
No sore swallowing, cutie mark.
No jaw-breaking ones! Oh, that should have been evident after the first time. Jaws aren't easy to come by, and Spike charges me a wing and a horn.
Was that a joke?
In a sense.
Could he get me some wings?
Rarity prepared to deny her, but then again, those texts she'd liberated from Sombra's collection had some intriguing ideas.
Maybe for your birthday, if you stay out of trouble.
Yay!
Rarity put aside her work. Friends and customers never ring doorbell, which meant it was something serious. She opened it to a grim-faced stallion in medical garb with a sheet-covered cart.
Miss Rarity Belle?
Yes?
I'm afraid I have some bad news. It's about your sister. There's been an accident.
Rarity rolled her eyes.
Whatever it is, I'm sure she's just playing it up for sympathy.
No, it's...
Tell her she's not getting out of her punishment that easily.
I know this is a shock, but you need to take this seriously. She's
Milking it.
dead!
He ripped the heavy sheet off the cart he'd brought. There was her sister. Half of her sister. The important half, at least. Though the drying blood and spilled organs certainly painted a messy picture. Honestly, just what was the hospital doing with their money if this was how they presented a deceased filly to her family? Disgraceful. But now was not the time to wax on the state of equestrian medicine. She had work to do.
All right, sweetie. You've had your fun and a free ride home. Now stop malingering around and head downstairs to the clean room. Or it's a week of no sweets on top of a grounding for whatever stunt led to this mishap.
Sweetie blinked and sat up. Tried to sit up.
Ah!
The stallion screamed.
But it wasn't my fault.
She pouted.
Scootaloo said...
I don't want to hear it. Now, get your missing behind inside.
Sweetie rolled and flopped to the ground with a squelch.
And don't you have something to say to the good doctor here?
She managed an embarrassed smile with her remaining teeth.
Sorry for playing dead and scaring you.
Good. Now, get on the slab so I can patch you up.
She crawled off, a loose tube of intestines leaving a smear that would be murder to clean later.
But how?
The doctor stammered.
She was missing.
redundant systems, darling, obviously. It pays to be prepared. Adventurous feelings can be such a hopeful. But thank you for bringing her home. I'll take care of her from here.
She eased the door shut.
I always do.
Goodness. I mean, this isn't even dumb ways to die anymore. This is... I don't even have words for whatever this is. What kind of magic is happening? I mean, we know she took some of the Sombra stuff, so she gotta be using a dark magic. But to begin with, how the hell? Okay. Granted, the first injury was, bad, but stitching, okay, amateurish, perfect, fine, whatever. But then the ribs. That's got me questioning. Your sister's already a zombie, ain't she? You're just replacing body parts. She's a zombie at this point.
Thank you for listening, every pony. Feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to know when I post more content like this. Feel free to follow me on TikTok, Patreon, X, and Discord. Links in the description. And should you want to join my new nation, feel free to join the Shade Hollow, my Discord server. Good night, every pony.